Hey, what's up guys? Mike here with Step-by-Step Programming, and today we're going to learn how to use user defaults in 3 steps. And the first step is going to be to create a let constant for user defaults in the variable that you want to change. The second step is to set the defaults, usually using a function, and the third step is to set up the defaults, kind of load the defaults that you saved in the ViewDidLoad. So without further ado, let's get started. Okay, so we're going to use a music app. I know a lot of people, when they create games, they want music playing, and people want to turn the music off sometimes, and that's what we're going to do today. So we're going to create a new Xcode project. Here it is, and it's going to be a single view app. Now this is going to use AV Foundation. User defaults. Yeah, everything looks good. Add it to the desktop. And so I'm going to set up the storyboard and set up AV Foundation pretty quickly. So you guys can follow along. Or if you want to learn how to add this to your own app, I'll show you the steps if you skip ahead a little bit. So first thing to do is we're going to add an image view to the middle just to give it something. I mean, and for that, to do width 200, height 200. And then we're going to center it in the container. Center it in the container. And there we go, that's set up. Now we need a button that's going to toggle the music on and off. So we're going to do UI button. Going to center this one again. Center it horizontally, and then we're going to do alignment constraints. And it's going to be 50 on that side, 50 on that side. And I'd like for it to be a little bit bigger, so let's make the height 50. Cool. Now we have this button, and we're going to change the background color, this nice blue, and then the text color to white, and we're going to call it music button. Pretty self-explanatory there. Now for the image view, I just wanted to throw something in here, so we're going to go to Step-by-Step Programming. We're going to add it to the assets. Yeah, nice logo there. Perfect. Looks great. Music button needs constraints for Y. Of course it does. There we go. That's better. Now it looks like we're done with the storyboard. Now let's actually create an outlet for this, because we're going to need to mess with the text property later to tell us what our defaults read. So I'm going to control drag and say music button, create an outlet, and also later we're going to want to do an IB action for when this button is pressed. So let's go ahead and add that now. Music button pressed. Touch up inside, everything looks good. Alright, done with that. Go back into the view controller. And let's do the music player first. So we're going to import AV Foundation. And then in here we're going to create a variable for the AV audio player. And actually this should be a colon, and this isn't optional. And next up we're going to add the music file, and I have this bin sound ukulele music here. And we're going to add that into here. Thanks to bin sound for the song, excuse me. And there we go, bin sound ukulele. And now we need to play that. So we're going to create a function for play music. And call this play song. And in order to play the song, I have to let sound URL equal bundle.main.url for resource, and we're going to target that bin sound ukulele with the extension mp3, as you can see over here. And then the audio player is always in a do catch block because it throws an error. You see when I click that, it said throws in the description down here. That's why. I have to put it in the do catch. Print error. And then player.play. Player's gonna play. Am I right? So we can start our first step in the user defaults, and it's going to be let defaults equals user defaults dot standard, and it's already included in the UI kit, so nothing to import here. And then next up we create the variable that we wish to change, which is play music, and we're going to set it equal to true just in the beginning because it's a variable. We can change it. Okay, and now we're going to need a function that checks to see if play music is true or false, and if it's going to play the music. You know, if it's false, you don't want it to just keep playing the music. So we're going to go function update music. It's going to be if play music equals true. You got to use two equal signs in this case. And then else if play music equals false. And so if it equals true, we want to call the play song thing that we put down here. And if it's not true, then we want to stop the player, which is player.stop. There we go. But we also want to change the title in the main storyboard. We want to know, just by looking at our music button, to kind of confirm our if we coded it properly, see what it's going to say. And we'll say music is on or music is off. So in the view controller, go back and we're going to go to music button dot set title, and the title is going to be music is on for that one. For UI control state normal, just pretty much covers all of it. And then music button dot set title music off for control state normal. And in here we're going to want to run just the update music because play song is already in update music. And now we're ready for our second step, which is to set the defaults. So next up, in our music button press, that's when we want to change the default. So we want to set it right here, not for a URL. You can set user defaults for pretty much anything, and they offer a specific one that says bool, and we're going to use that one. Value bool. And here all you have to put is your play music bool or whatever variable you used. And for the key, they're saved in key value pairs in a plist in your sandbox, technically, of this app. So everything is a key value pair in UserDefaults, which kind of makes it hard for saving other data. So if you have a sometimes a SQL database is better suited for actual lists of data that you need to save. This is just to save simple things. And so for the key, we're going to put music enabled ? Now, so that's going to set the default, but every time we click it, we want to change the play music. We want to toggle this from true to false. So we're going to go play music equal to inverse of play music. And this command right here just basically reverses a bool. So let's try this and see if it works. Okay, so when we first open it, we go to a music button because it hasn't checked whether it's what the defaults are, and that's the next step. So we click right here. It says music off, music on, and I can hear it here in my headphones, and maybe you can hear it a little bit. There we go. Yep. So the music is playing. Trust me. And so we click it again, turn it off. Supposedly that sets these defaults, but how do we know? We haven't loaded anything. So thank you, project. And next what we're going to do is drag this way, bring this in. And in the ViewDidLoad, we're going to set the play music variable. So we're going to say that play music equals defaults dot bool for the key music enable. And you have to get this, this has to look exactly like this with capitalization and everything. And so it just pulls up whatever it says for that, whether it's true or false, and applies it to this. So let's go again. And as you can see, music on, music off. There we go. But as soon as we update it, or as soon as we open the app, you can see right here that it just says music button. It's not playing automatically. So how do we do that? And we'll put the update music in the ViewDidLoad. Make sure that works. That should do it. Alright, and it's set to off. So whatever it was when we turned it off, it's that when we turn it back on. So there we go. Success. There we go. Great. Thanks everybody. If you'd like to learn a little more about the AV player, I broke how to do that down in steps as well. And that's in a link below in the description. And yeah, thanks guys. Hope